This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app at tombarnardshow.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
I always feel like rocking out when I hear that music, you know. Such a strong beat. You know what I'm saying?
It's a nice funky like bass line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Indeed. No question about it. Just looking at some headlines here in the local papers. Oh, here's something I did want to get to right away. Is there anything important I should know about? Nobody got slaughtered overnight or anything?
I don't think so.
No,
That's good.
People are mourning, I guess, Liam Payne from One Direction fell off a balcony in
3
Argentina.
floors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's really weird because he like posted him and his, I think, girlfriend or wife having like dinner like an hour or two before that on Snapchat. And then, I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm sure we'll get more info.
Didn't they say he was really, really hammered when he got back to the hotel? One of the stations said that.
Maybe he was. I don't know how early the video that I saw prior to his death, how much like in advance that was. He seemed pretty normal in that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Okay.
but it looked like that was at like noon or 1 o'clock or so.
Yeah, the Buenos Aires security ministry said that he jumped from his balcony and that the police rushed in response to a call at 5 p.m. local time that said there was an aggressive man who could be under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
Yeah, so he was. That's so that they are referring to him.
Yeah, that's
So
what
he
it
was
appears to be. So there.
That's no good.
Who hasn't done that, though? Come back to the hotel, 3rd floor balcony. Get on up here. I'll kick all your asses.
Cannonball.
Cannonball. Right from the 3rd floor. Yeah, that's how old was he?
Ooh, God, I'll look. I bet you he was about like 30 or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
31.
31. Yeah,
Yep.
There you go. Unfortunately. Okay, now I need guesses. Unless you guys have seen it, don't be cheating either.
Okay.
6 Twin Cities restaurants to appear on the new season of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Do you have any idea what one of them might be? Because I'm going with the Nook in St. Paul.
Ooh,
I love the Nook.
But have they done? Has Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives been here before?
they've been to Minnesota. I know like Gordy's Hi-Hat was featured at one point.
Mhm.
I know there's some other ones he's friends with some other like popular, I'm going to say popular Minnesota chefs because how popular can a chef be?
Yeah.
Well.
Well, you know, it's not like a musician or
There's
like
a lot of good chefs.
I think there are, but like if you're out and about
Mhm.
and you run into them, you're not going to be like, hey,
That is
there's
true.
superstar chef
Yeah,
Todd
that is true.
Richards. Like, no, I don't know. You don't.
Todd Richards.
That's a former Wild coach.
I was going to say, where the hell did you come up with that one? Todd Richards, a chef. I didn't know that. That's good. You know, it works out. Or I'll click on it.
Okay.
Hopefully they won't put all 6 up at the same time because I don't want to see them all 6 at the same time. I would like to do a list, so don't. Yeah, see, the Star Tribune doesn't do things like that. Okay, well, here I'm going to the way bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so any get okay, so
The Nook's the Nook's a good guess.
Mhm.
I would assume like a Matt's bar or the 5-8 bar if they haven't been on there already.
Matt's, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Does Kramarchuk's, would that count?
I love Kramarchuk.
They're kind of different. I feel like they fit the vibe, but I don't know if that technically fills into the diner, drive-in, and dive
Kind
type
of a diner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe anchor fish and chips. Like just go in strictly for the fish and then leave.
I got to tell you, honest to God, did you remember Kramarchuk's, the old guy that used to be the car parker or showing you where to park in the parking lot?
If I do, I bet you that was when I was super young. Because
yeah, probably.
Like since I've been like 10 or older, I don't remember that. But I think at one point I do remember the somebody parking the car, like the valet.
The valet. This guy looked like he was about 95 years old. Every time I would go there, I'd pull in and he'd go, Christ, Bernard, it's you again.
Well, it's good.
Okay.
Those cabbage rolls are tough to beat.
Oh, man, that's a lot of great. You know, you guys don't understand. Well, I mean, there's no way you could understand. When I was in my 20s, there were about 3 good restaurants in the entire state of Minnesota. The food here sucked, except for a few, right?
So we've come a long way.
Come a long way. Now we get some of the best food in the United States.
Absolutely. That's why we have 6 restaurants featured on Divers, Drive-Ins, and Dive.
Yeah.
That's how you know we've made it.
Yep.
I don't think it's called Drivers.
No, it's Diners.
You know, why don't you? No, don't try to make up for it. It's too late.
Yeah.
You know. So okay, let me see if I can find the list of these 6 We start. Jesus, lay it out a little lamer. Why don't you? Oh, I didn't. There's a restaurant called Stepchild.
Oh yeah, that's over in Northeast.
Really? Stepchild.
Yeah, Northeast, right across from Surdix on the opposite end of that building.
Oh,
Oh,
sure.
right
Sure.
there. Okay.
Yep.
Burgers, Bone Marrow, and Bangladesh is the name of the episode. And there's a watch party at Sister Restaurant next door, Wild Child.
I thought whatever that first part of it was the name of a restaurant, and I was like, "What's going on here?" Like that's
Oh, that's the name of the restaurant. Burgers,
confused.
Bone Marrow, and Bangladesh
like,
is the name of the restaurant.
That's a weird name for the next one.
Hey Tom, can we use your name as Bone Marrow to be on the? Yeah, that'd be great, wouldn't it? Okay, so it's called Stepchild, and they also own a place called Wild Child. So there you go.
Okay.
Then Hi Hi, I never even heard of it. It's a Vietnamese to vegan.
Yep.
I think I've heard of that, but I couldn't tell you where it is.
No.
It is, where does it say? Oh, it is 2121 University Avenue Northeast in Minneapolis. So that's up by basically Lowry and University.
That feels like that, yeah.
Kind of that area, no question. Not, you see, now, here's the problem that I do have with Minnesota and most of the world. You think there's going to be one honky restaurant in here?
Well, you got to remember, it's not like they are submitting these. It's Guy Fieri and his team gets like submissions to, hey, here's the spots that we enjoy. And so, if you're not submitting Matt's Bar, for instance, Matt's Bar is probably not going to pop up on this list.
Hi Hi from Vietnam, Vietnamese to vegan comes in. Union Hmong Kitchen. See, this is what I'm saying. But every restaurant now cannot be a honky. What is wrong with this country?
I'm going to say it. Union Hmong Kitchen is amazing.
Well, it's great.
They're amazing.
But there's got to be one honky restaurant in here, isn't there?
I don't know. I would assume so, but I think what these shows do now a lot of times is trying to find something different because how many times can he go to a dive bar and eat a cheeseburger?
That's not my point. My point is the fact that you people, as black people in America, fought and fought and fought, and now you've been stepped right over by the. Do you see one barbecue place on here? No.
I will say this. I don't think there's a barbecue place in Minnesota
worthy,
or at least in Minneapolis.
What about Famous Dave's?
Right. Like there's not a lot of them. There's maybe a couple that are like more food truckish types things, but there's not like, I don't have a go-to spot for barbecue.
There's no go-to spot you have for barbecue at all?
Do it myself.
Old-fashioned barbecue in, I think it's like Vadnais Heights or whatever. It's right off of Lexington, I want to say.
Yeah.
It's right over by like a Target, Cane's, like in that conglomerate, I guess. Really good. Very good food.
Glad to hear it. Any honky food?
You like beef brisket?
Oh, I love beef. See, now we're talking. Yeah. What's the name of it?
I think it's just called Old-Fashioned Barbecue.
Old-Fashioned Barbecue. Okay, so we went to Union Hmong Kitchen.
Yep.
Then we got Guacaya Bistro, which I'm assuming is Mexican.
Yep. Yeah, it's like tapas type things.
Okay.
It's right across
Caribbean.
from the Hewing Hotel.
Okay.
Oh, it's right
like
there.
As you're like going over the bridge. Yep.
Yeah, there you go. I like that corner. Hey, man, you start out with J.D. Hoyt's. What could be better?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So not one honky restaurant in the entire top six. Let me just say this. They're trying way too hard. Look, I love Vietnamese food. We used to go to places. God, what was the name of that place? It used to be out in Golden Valley, I think it was. Might have been a little further west than that. It was really, really good. So we used to go and track this food down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But typical, particularly in Minnesota, and I love Minnesota, but there are people in this state that are the most annoying human beings on earth. It's not enough to have, a mix. We can't be any honkies on the list at all. It's like, what are you doing? Do they realize basically that in its truest form that what they're doing is racist?
I mean, I don't know that they went out and were like, hey, specifically no traditional American cuisine restaurant should be on this list. I mean, because this was specifically in Minneapolis.
I was in Minneapolis, yes.
I'll say I'm trying to think of a traditional American food dive bar that like I mean, they could have, I guess, Monte Carlo. Is that?
Oh, I love Monte Carlo.
And I'm looking too, because here's some like Minneapolis, Twin Cities places that have been featured on Triple D in the past. Al's Breakfast was in there at one point.
Sure.
They stopped in there. It looks like on three separate occasions.
Damn.
Okay.
The Darriette Drive-In in St. Paul.
What's that?
It looks like just like a drive up type of, you get some ice cream, maybe get a burger type of thing. I've never heard of it, but it looks pretty quaint. Psycho Susie's at one point was on there before that closed. The Nook's been on there twice.
Oh, see?
Now
you're talking.
Town Talk Diner in Minneapolis.
So this was all in the 1800s? Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
That's when all this went on. Look, what I'm saying is, because we do have to move on here.
Yeah.
But we went from, we're totally ignoring you if your skin is a different color than mine, to now we're only going to include you. Are human beings ever going to learn to come together and assimilate so we can all get along? Are we ever going to learn that lesson?
Probably not.
No.
Why?
No. I don't know, because I feel like it's just so ingrained, and then the pendulum's just going to keep swinging from one extreme to the other. And I think
It
it's
is,
like
you're
that
right.
with most issues in America.
But look at me as a prime example. I work with a black man and a 100% psycho when we start the show every morning.
And you have AJ here too.
I think I already mentioned him.
I'm the black.
Yeah, you're the black guy. That's exactly right. Seriously, folks, it's all you. Now it's going to be all this, and then it's going to be all that. Let's meet in the middle and all enjoy one another's company, each other's food. Hey, look, I mean, what was the name of the great Vietnamese restaurant that was downtown? Mark Rosen ended up owning the bar in the same location. What the hell was the name of that? It was really good. I mean, I can find my own, restaurants of color, if that's what you call them. I'm good to go, but they got to take it way over the top, and it's got to be all or nothing. Why are human beings like that?
I don't know, but maybe this will be the start of the cancelization. Cancel culture will get diners, drive-ins, and dives for not having enough.
Oh, I don't think it was their choice. I think they reach out to city by city and ask.
Yeah, I think they have their tentacles everywhere.
Tentacles, I like that. Look, I love Vietnamese food. You go down the list. I've been eating. God, I wish I could remember. Somebody's got to know. What's the number to call in if they know it?
It's 952-600-2575.
625-75. Okay. Well, seriously, because it was a great restaurant. And then, Rosie went in and destroyed the place by taking it over. Way to go, Mark. Typical. I haven't seen Rosie in a while. You seen Mark?
No, I know he was. He stayed a little longer over in England covering the Vikings game and turned it into a little vacation. So I think
England.
Yeah, over in London town.
Yeah, way to go, Mark. A lot of Jews really loved over there in England. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I do miss working with Rosie. Rosie was great to work with back in the day. Rosen. That was Dan Culhane that came up with that song. Little Marky Rosen, sports guy. That was a phenomenal.
Get him elected.
I really miss Dan. What a lovely man. And I'm not making that up. He was a great guy. No question. All right, we do have to take a break. I'd like to keep the great guy thing rolling, but I just can't because I have to go. I suppose I'm going to have to go with Judd, huh?
Yeah, he doesn't have a cool song like Mark, but we'll work on it.
Juddle, left a big old puddle. Hey, that's a good start, isn't it?
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, EcoFun Motorsports owner Tim Bloom and his staff at EcoFun Motorsports in Forest Lake and Burnsville specialize in quality, affordable scooters, mopeds, youth ATVs, motorcycles, electric bikes, ATVs, go-karts, and side-by-sides for the Twin Cities area. EcoFun Motorsports offers premier brands such as Bentelli, Lance, Kawasaki, Moto Guzzi, Scootstar. I'm going to change my name to Scootstar. Ladies and gentlemen, Tevin, AJ, and Scootstar. What do you think?
I like it.
Yamaha, Vanderhall, Vespa, and Wildside, among many other. Already looking for early holiday deals to take advantage of? Well, visit EcoFun Motorsports, the premier outdoor recreation playground in the Twin Cities, and take advantage of their unbelievable, and I'm serious, unbelievable, Yamaha electric bike sale. It's going on now through November 4th. They're going to take my birthday off. That's why, it's one of those deals. Owner Tim Bloom says it's the biggest deal he has ever been a part of in his 17 years in the motorsports business. These are high-quality Yamaha designed and built bikes that need to get sold ASAP. Buy the Yamaha CrossCore RC electric bike, ideal for bike trails, sidewalks, roads, wherever. MSRP $29.99, but is currently on sale for $1,199 plus freight, setup, and tax. Buy a full suspension off-road Yamaha YDX Moro electric mountain bike. Don't you guys think I should get an electric mountain? Now, is that an electric mountain bike you're showing me right now?
This one is an electric mountain bike.
Go.
Yes. And yes, I think you should. I want to see you scaling all terrain on your e-bike.
I got to get an e-bike. I just got to. Okay, Tim, give me a call. I got to get an e-bike. That's all there is to it. Only I would buy an e-bike going into snow season.
Well, based on some of these pictures, they got snow tires for kind of that.
I know.
You're going to be fine. And plus, you're just going to pack it up.
I love it.
Imagine you burning down that Miami Beach in your e-bike. Are you kidding me?
Miami Beach. I don't go anywhere near
Miami. Tom's up and down Miami Beach, the Keys.
Here we go.
Gallivanting.
I want to know when we can do an appearance in Key West, like next year or this winter. We should do an appearance. Take our, listeners along with us.
If I had an e-bike, I would bike with what was the guy's name that
Lance Armstrong
went around? No, that went around that we had on the show that went around the U.S.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. He drove around the entire on an e-bike.
Yeah, I'll do it on an e-bike.
You damn right. Steve's a great guy. He's a really good guy. His wife's a much nice person than he is.
Absolutely.
Colors and sizes are on a first come basis, so hurry into EcoFun Motorsports today in Forest Lake or Burnsville to get your Yamaha electric bike now before they are gone. Visit ecofunmotorsports.com and tell owner Tim Bloom. Before I'm going to sign off, Tim, I'm expecting you to pull up on an e-bike by the end of the show today. What is it, 1606? What's the name of it? 1600? 1660? I can't remember the address here.
Oh, yeah, West End Plaza.
West End Plaza. Yeah, that's close enough. There you go. Okay, Tim, we'll see you in a few minutes. Goodbye. We'll be right.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I got to say this because I see Mike do it about 15 times a day on television. Their loss is your gain. I love it when he does stuff like that. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank my listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products, some you may not even know about. For example, the brand new 4-pack dish towels, just $25. 6-pack towel sets, just $25. Bed sheets for as low as $25. Check out their overstock and closeout sale and save up to 80% off select items. Looking for a good night's sleep? Take advantage of the classic collection on a variety of MyPillows for as low as $9.88. These amazing offers won't last long. So order now. Just go to mypillow.com or call 800-516-5146 and use promo code TOM.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely and talented Judd Zulgad joins us from SKOR North. So what's happening, Pally?
Oh boy, did you see what transpired in the Lynx game last night? What happened there?
You mean they got beat with 1 second to go?
Well, it's worse than that. They had a 15-point lead in the first quarter, and
God!
And they lost the 15-point lead, and then they got beat on Sabrina Ionesco, great shot at the end. But that was a very Minnesota sports loss.
It really was. There's no question. We got a huge lead. Let's sit on our ass and do nothing.
Let's toy with the crowd, and that's a. It's funny because the Lynx have won championships, so it's not like they've followed the lead of their men's counterparts.
Right.
But that game last night I was watching, it was actually a fun game to watch. But the end was very Vikings-esque and sort of ripped your heart out.
Hey, they will do that in Minnesota. There's no question about it. And I got to say this again. When I was in the single digits as a kid, Minnesota won everything. They won the national basketball championships. They won the, college championships. They won it. Well, of course, we didn't have the Vikings or the Twins yet.
Sure.
So they weren't around.
Sure.
But, I mean, growing up as a little boy, whenever I heard about sports, it was always how Minnesota was kicking everybody's ass. And since I turned 10, we got a couple of World Series. That's about it.
What'd you do?
What'd I do about what? Oh, you ruined it?
Yeah, I wasn't born yet. Why'd you make it stop?
It was not my fault. I understand that I'm very, very charming, but I don't know that I didn't know I was going to be that distracting.
I guess.
Of an abundance of charm, but just kind of take the eye off the ball the way it did.
Exactly.
He goes,
A lot
Yeah.
of charm there. Anyway, yeah, that was very disappointing. That's
I understand that 100%, but it's also expected by your Minnesota teams. So,
yes.
Which is like, so they had a 15-point lead in the first quarter and just sat on their ass and did nothing the last.
Well, their offense disappeared. Their defense was still good. I mean, the New York team is a really good team, obviously.
Right.
But you'd like to think that you can hold on to a 15-point lead at home. Of course, the Knicks, the Liberty blew theirs late in game one. So it's been a crazy series. I mean, it's been absolutely all over the map.
So this is a 3 out of 5. So they got to win the next game. That's all there is to it. And then go to that fifth game.
Yes. If they don't win on Friday at Target Center, if New York wins the championship. If the Lynx can win that game, they'll go back to Brooklyn to play at Barclays Center on Sunday, I believe.
Ooh, I like Barclays Center. You ever been there?
I've been there once when the Islanders played there briefly.
Yeah.
It's a nice building. It wasn't a hockey building, so it was very odd because it was built for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, Brooklyn's great. I love Brooklyn.
Oh, Brooklyn's a great area. Well, I love all New York City. There's no question.
Yeah.
Because it's no talking behind your back. It's like, blow it out your ass.
Yep.
I love New Yorkers for that. I just love it.
They're the most direct. The East Coast is, Boston's like that. I think Philadelphia for sure is aggressive as hell. But yeah, they do not suffer fools, and there is no passive aggressiveness.
Yeah, if you've never been there as a Minnesotan, if you've never been to New York, to Philadelphia, as he said, Boston is a wonderful town. You got all these towns up there, New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. I'd say New Jersey, but that's where Bob was born. So I just can't bring myself to praising New Jersey because it gave us Bob Sansevier,
Yeah. Well, and it's Jersey.
And it's Jersey.
I'm totally with you on that. I drew the line at Jersey. Boston, I love. New York, I love. I think Philly and Pittsburgh are very cool.
Yeah, but look at what New Jersey did for the mafia. It gave them the Pine Barrens where they could just put a body that no one would ever find it in there. So look at what those nice that they did that for the mafia.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of place to dig there. There's a lot of land on which to dig.
That's true. No question. So what's new in your life, Buster?
Not too much. Was out at the Vikings yesterday, and they're getting set. We've been talking about all week to play Detroit on Sunday. There's injury problems now. This happens, this inevitably happens, but I don't think Aaron Jones, who's been marvelous, the running back they signed as a free agent who was with the Packers previously, he's got a right hamstring now. I don't think he's going to play. That's my guess. Blake Cashman, the Eden Prairie kid who they signed from Houston, a linebacker who's been just phenomenal. He has a turf toe injury, which sounds small, but it's actually very painful.
Sugar tit all the way.
He's not going to play. He might not play in the Thursday game the next week either. So, but yeah, they're starting to get. But the thing about it is Detroit, has that marvelous rush end, Aiden Hutchinson, who leads the league with 7.5 sacks, and that poor guy snapped his leg in Dallas, so he's out for the season. So no one's going to feel sorry for you if you got some injuries.
No, it's very, very true. That's the game, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately it is. And it's a game of attrition. Like, it's not even your talent all the time. It's can you keep your key, especially your key guys, could you keep your key guys on the field for as long as possible? Because every year there's teams that we have big expectations for that lose a couple of guys and they're basically screwed.
Right. That is very, very true. So, you're my go-to for baseball because I have still not watched one pitch in the playoffs because the Twins pissed me off way too much to even watch it. And it looks like, are the Yankees going to win the World Series again?
Well, the thing about it is now the Yankees are going to play the Dodgers or the Mets. So I don't know that there's a likable team there.
There's not.
But here's the problem. The first two rounds of the playoffs there were a lot of good games, like close. Yeah. The LCSs, so the Dodgers and Mets, which they played again last night, and the Yankees in Cleveland, they've been snoozers.
Yeah, really.
Which really sucks because those are a best 4 of 7. The first round's a best of 3, so it's just win 2 of 3. The second round is 3 of 5. The American and National League Championship Series are 4 of 7, and it's been lousy so far. And there's still, at least a couple games left for the Yankees to win. Now the Dodgers won last night, so they're up 2-1. But yeah, I don't know that this. I'm sure the networks like the big markets, but I don't know that you're going to be tuning into the playoffs now because of this. My guess is you will not watch a single second of baseball again until the spring.
Probably not spring. So it's all New York and LA, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's all that's left.
Yeah. So what a shock.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. That's just wonderful. No question about it. I got to be honest with you. I was never a Yankee fan, but I used to love going to Yankee Stadium and to watch games, man. I love that stadium. Well, there's a new one. I like the old one better.
Oh God, yeah, yeah. I went to the old one for the first time in '98, and that wasn't the original one because it basically was completely redone in the mid '70s.
Right.
But it was great. It was a freak show. It was great. It was just, the fans, the bleacher creatures, the amount of just weird people who wandered in and bought a ticket.
Yeah,
I love the old stadium. It was
phenomenal.
It really was. I can't even describe it.
One of my favorite things about going to that stadium back in the old days, you would come out and the news people, photographers, writers, and all that stuff would be coming out of the stadium, and sometimes their first Yankee game they've ever covered. And every time I would stand in the same part of the stadium because these guys would come out with hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment on their shoulder, the big cameras and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And they once asked me, and they said, no, if I just go over the bridge over there, is that a quick way to get back to Manhattan? And I said, you probably better ask one of the locals. I might not. So he walks up to this other guy and he goes, hey, if I cross the bridge right there, and he goes, man, if you cross the bridge right there, they're going to kill you. I'm like,
yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You cross that bridge, you're dead.
Well, at least he was honest.
Yeah.
He didn't say, oh, yeah, no, that's a great idea. Cross the bridge and then call his buddy who mugged the guy.
God, nice area. Oh, I'm sure it's much better now.
Yeah, I was in a friend and I one time were in Baltimore for an O's game years and years ago. And we were walking from Camden Yards back to Fells Point.
Sure.
And we didn't know exactly the right place to turn or something. Anyway, we went into a bar near the ballpark and asked the guy, and he's like, okay, go to this street and take a right. And then he stopped and he said, and don't miss that right.
Don't you love that?
That's
that right.
Yeah, he's like, you don't want to go straight from there. Basically, again, like this guy said, you will die.
You will die.
It's like, okay, we're gonna make sure that we're very cognizant of where that street is.
I love it. All right, we'll keep an eye on all this stuff for us. Is there anybody better? I mean, Phil's kind of coming in second, with sports reporting, just behind you. That's okay with you, though, isn't it?
Oh, I'm fine with that. Yeah, don't tell him, but yeah, I'm fine with that.
No, I'll just when he's on, I'll go. Yeah, there's
just our little secret.
Our little secret. That's exactly right. But we will talk to you on Tuesday.
Sounds good. See you guys.
Nelly. Ladies and gentlemen, Judd Zulgad, SKOR North, talking about your, well, not talking about your tour. I got to be very honest with you, and I know I shouldn't be this way and all the rest of it, but I do not like it when only New York, Chicago, and LA teams make it into the finals and even the semifinals. You got all the New York teams, you got all that. It's like, oh God.
Yeah, I mean, we've been, I want to say lucky because like the Yankees and the Dodgers have been there the past, it feels like 10 years in a row. But like the Astros for the first time in forever aren't in the championship series, which is fantastic. And I mean, the Yankees, like as much as they are a good team, this is like the first time that they're back in the World Series. And like there's probably a heavy favorite leaning their way. And it's just like, I miss the past few years when it's like we're safe from the Yankees.
Yes, exactly.
They don't need to win anymore. I understand it's been a while. True. They don't need to.
Is that Aaron Judge as big as he looks on television?
Yeah, he's like 6'7".
Yeah.
Holy Christ, is that guy big?
He's a mountain.
He's pretty tall.
But he's a phenomenal player. Phenomenal player, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. He had another home run last night.
Oh, AJ's not even going to acknowledge you.
He's good.
All right, let's move on, shall we, ladies and gentlemen?
He's good.
All right, Tom Barnard here for Livia Weight Control Centers, ready to lose weight for good. Today is the day. Livia Days and big offers are just announced. Since 2009, Livia has been the trusted expert in all things weight loss. Whether you're looking for a holistic approach through customized nutrition support or medical weight loss solutions or both, they've got you covered. With their award-winning nutrition plans, not only will you lose weight, you will learn how to keep it off. The team at Livia Medical offers GLP-1 medication options tailored just for you. Livia is the premier choice. Why settle for anything less than the best? And I'll tell you what I'm talking about here. I went in last week and talked to the fine people at Livia. I go to the one down in Edina, just off of France Avenue there. And we've moved now 3 times in the past 3 months. I mean, this is probably Livia calling in right now. No, look who's calling me. You see that phone number?
Yep.
You know who that is?
Nope.
Donald Trump. It is. That's who that is. He must need money. Anyway, moving forward. But no, I mean, I talked to her and I said, I got a problem because I'm not sleeping, in the same bed every night. We can't make meals because we're moving and moving and moving and moving. We can't do this. And they were very understanding. And then I started lifting weights. I thought, well, if I lift weights and stuff. So basically, I put on about 12 or 13 pounds in the last month and a half. And it was not because of Livia. It was because of the fact I had nowhere to stay. I couldn't make meals. And look, a lot of restaurants have very healthy meals now you can go with. But the biggest part of it is, I think, so I'm not eating it was still healthy, but not as healthy as it should have been. And I had no time to go for my walks. I would say about 3 or 4 days out of the week. So that hurt me too. But I already talked to him about that up front. I was very honest about it. It's like, hey, I got down to 225. I now am like 237, something like that this morning. But they're going to show me, okay, you're back now. You're in your place. I said, yep. Last night was the first time we slept in our new place. So I'm going to get back at it. Don't get upset and don't get frustrated and go, oh, God, I gained 12 pounds. Forget it. They can get that off. Not a problem. Then they're going to tell me when they tell me today, I will tell you what they told me. What do you think of that?
Okay.
That sounds good. Livia Days are here for a very limited time. Visit Livia.com. That's LIVEA.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA and receive 8 weeks free off Livia's nutrition plan. When you join Livia Medical, GLP-1 medications are now available for new clients for just $199 a month for a very limited time. Visit Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain, and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
It's time for Wellshire Alzheimer's and Dementia Care Facilities. Wellshire Alzheimer's Dementia Care Facilities are a place where your loved one will live with pride and dignity. That was very, very important with my mom. Other people in the family, of course. That's a very, very important. You don't want to just dump mom off at some, puke.
No, absolutely not.
You don't need that. You know what I'm saying? If you care deeply about someone in your life, Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Like I said, I've known this family. I got Corey and his father before him. I've known them for 40 years, I would say. Wellshire is the place I highly recommend. Wellshire is a memory care focused facility that has a full nursing team, always staffed within the building 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They have never used or relied on any staffing agencies. Wellshire of Medina is now accepting elderly waivers after 12 months of private pay. I know them personally, and they are a family-owned local company, conveniently located right in Medina and Bloomington. They are the best staff memory care facility in the state. Wellshire has a robust community with activities 7 days a week. If you or a loved one is in need of a memory care facility, please get in touch with my friends at Wellshire. Set up a tour or learn more at wellshiremn.com. That's WEALSHIREMN.com.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast. Listen live weekday mornings, 8 to 9:30, or anytime you like as a podcast on the Tom Barnard app, at tombernardshow.com, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Channel 5's Chris Egert, brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. And now the big intro. And now, Chris Egert. What do you think?
Ooh, you got a big budget there for your sound effects, Tommy.
That was back in the days when I used to intro all you pills all the time.
Did you have a better piece of equipment than a Diet Pepsi?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did indeed. There's no question about it.
Those are the good old days.
I did Channel 5's, and I think there were like 4 different times I was the voice of Channel 5.
Yeah.
Of course, it's back over the last 57 years. So, I suppose that's probably going to happen.
I don't quite understand why they use different voices at different times, but that's not really my business to know.
You know what I found out about that when somebody changed it up?
Yeah.
Somebody new came along that hated your guts, so they got rid of you.
Well, I mean, I definitely can see that, but I also wonder if they.
Oh, because it's me? Oh, okay.
No. I mean, because I know over the years it's gone to like female voices, and then
right.
From guys like you with great timbre in your voice. To like more like, hey, I'm this guy, happy guy.
I know, boy. I hate that.
You're watching.
So I don't know.
I hate it when you do that.
So I don't know what Anyway,
wake up with Egert.
Hey, it's morning news. Like what?
Yeah, I don't do them anymore, but I used to do a lot of political ads back in the day. Most of them were for Democrats, actually, back in those days.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I was the voice. It was the guy who wore the Army helmet. He was riding in a tank. What was his name? Michael Dukakis.
Yeah,
I did his entire presidential campaign voiceover stuff. That's probably what got me away from that party completely. But no, just kidding. But
both the presidential candidates had kind of went outside of their comfort zone yesterday.
Really?
Kamala Harris sat down with Brett Baer from Fox News.
Yep.
And it was I'll give her this. She sat down with him, and he came right out of the gate, right at her with immigration, and they went back and forth for quite a bit. And Donald Trump went on Univision yesterday.
Oh, did he?
So, yep, it's
Univision,
and referred to the January 6th event as mostly. How did he say it? His exact words. There's a lot of love there, and a lot of love what doesn't normally get shown by the news. So,
I think that's probably true. I would guess. There
might have been a lot of love at one point.
Yeah, right. Let me put it this way. I'm not going to put on like a special hat and go break into the White House or where the hell ever it was they went. I even forgot. It's not something Uncle Tommy's going to do. You know what I mean?
I'm not passionate about anything in the world enough to go
It's true.
somewhere.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could think, I don't know. I always feel like if people are always talking about, well, someday Social Security is going to end, or I feel like if that happened, that might be cause for people to actually like get so mad at like everybody, because you talk about something you paid into your entire life.
Yep.
And had it came out of your paycheck for however many years. I feel like that might get me up off the couch, but otherwise probably not.
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care. It's Republican, Democrat, Independent, whatever. You people have got to stop taking all our money. I mean, well, I have to go from San Francisco to Washington, D.C., so I better call and get a 767. It's like, what? Why do you have to have a 767 for one person?
Right. You better get that app out and check Delta flights.
Yeah, I heard you could get a Spirit Airlines. You have to connect. You have to connect in Dallas and stay overnight in the airport.
As a news anchor, do you ever see them caring about the people again? Because they don't give a rat's ass about us. They couldn't care less.
I don't know. I like to think that somewhere they do. I think I don't know. I think we've kind of talked about this before too. I'd like to think that some people get into politics because they actually wanted to make the world a better place. But in my head, how that works is at some point they have to succumb to the special interest and the pressure that's coming from every other direction. And then at that point, they kind of go, well, this is just the way it is. But again, I'm like making this up. I have no idea.
Well, I'll run something by you that I've never brought up before, but other people know about it, so it's not that big a deal. At the very beginning of your report, my phone rang, right? So it's somebody who knows the show and listens to the show all the time, and he knows that Chris Egert, the news anchor, is coming on next. I looked at it and I showed the number to Tevin. It was Trump's office.
I heard you say that.
Yeah, I did not answer it. It's like, I got the job to do. Call back. I'll call you later.
Maybe he wanted to call in and talk.
If he wants to call and talk, that's why I'm not answering his phone calls, because I told him a month ago to come on the show, and I have not heard a word from him. So when will I answer your phone calls? As soon as you come on the show. That's when.
He either wants money or wants to come on the show.
Indeed. But what I want to do, if we do have him on the show, because there's no way I can get Kamala Harris on the show, even though I pronounced her name correctly instead of Kamala.
It's nice.
It's Kamala. I understand that. But yeah, I mean, I just think it'd be good for the people to hear what's going on. Minnesota is nowhere near a blowout like it used to be. Minnesota's pretty even keel now, are we not? One of those,
Yeah, I think it is the last polling I saw within the margin of error. It's pretty much equal.
Do you have another minute or two? Because I want to ask you something. Or do you?
I got another minute.
Okay, I just, this whole situation with these politicians coming on talking about, oh, this is horrible and that's horrible, and do you think we'll ever get past the point? I mean, here's what I want to do. I want to go over and get another. I probably should. I'll get. Should I get Amelia, or maybe I'll get Frank? Because they work at Channel 4, you work at Channel 5. And I want to see if you guys treat each other as horribly as the Democrats and the Republicans treat each other. It's all for money. It's a show. Don't believe it. It's a scam 100%.
I actually like Frank and Amelia, and I know them pretty well. So that wouldn't be a very now.
You know what pisses me off about that, though?
Yeah.
Back in the day, I was like 5-6 inches taller than every news anchor. Now I'm about 4 inches shorter than every news anchor because of you and Frank and Mark Rosen.
We did set we are raising the height limit a little bit.
It's true, man. You guys are tall.
The all news anchor basketball team that's getting assembled somewhere.
Yeah, there you go. Well, thanks for your take on that. I just like I said, I just hope after this, like, can we just stop with the hatred? I
I don't think Peace and Love sells newspapers, if you know what I'm saying.
Probably nothing sells newspapers anymore, so good luck.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Contention and strife and hatred is that's going to fuel some ad revenue, not people getting along.
You're absolutely right, man. There's no question about it. So, well,
if I could say in my most cynical way of describing it, but
you're a very cynical guy. Every morning I go, well, we're going to have a taste of acid here because Chris is going to be on.
Well, I mean, it's hard not to be cynical about politics. I'll be the first to admit that. So
18 days ago, how many days we got?
We're getting there. What is it? The 17th today. So yeah.
So yeah, 19
TikTok.
days.
TikTok.
Right? It's the 5th of November. It's election
Coming up.
day.
Yep.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to talking to you and keep us steering us in the right direction, sir.
I'll do my best.
Thanks a lot.
See ya.
Oh, look at that phony smile. Did you see that phony smile?
Yeah.
Good to see you. Channel 5's Chris Egert, brought to you by Mr. Money Talk Josh Arnold. Call Josh today for your free 48-minute evaluation at 952-925-5608. We got some people coming on the show. Looking forward to it. Got a little news, little information. By the way, it is only 46 degrees. Uncle Tommy decided to wear shorts and a short sleeve shirt today. When I got out of the car, it was a little chilly. But isn't it supposed to be like in the 70s today? Or
it's going to get 270, I want to say.
270.
Exactly. Yes.
Oh, let me check it out.
Okay.
Because I got the phone right here that I already dropped on the floor once.
I think it's going to be like late afternoon, early evening is when it's going to get up there.
4 o'clock. But, at 6 o'clock, the sun comes out again. Sunny and 67. We'll take that. So I am dressed properly.
Hey, you're ready to hit the links at a moment's notice, and I respect that.
Although let's see, I get out of here. I leave here at like 11 o'clock. Yeah, it'll be 56 and sunny, so that'll be good.
Yeah, you'll be just fine.
It'll be a little windy today, I guess, in the mid hours, like noon to 5, something like that's going to be windy. But it'll be 70, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing wrong with that. Tomorrow, 73, Saturday, 70, 78 on Sunday, 77 Monday. Man, there's some great weather coming our way.
Woo.
Love it.
Love it.
We'll take a break, be right back. Some very special guests coming up, a lot more news right after this. Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Austin Bartz of Bartz Lawn and Landscape and Bartz Snow Sculptures.
I started banking with North American, I think, 3.5 years ago. All the people know me by name. I know them by name. It's fun to come into the bank and actually talk to somebody you know. So I made the switch and I'm very happy. It's the best bank I've ever been at.
So why not bank where I bank? With my friends at North American Banking Company. To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Is that text you're sending so important that you missed your turn? Is that text you're sending so important that you ran the red light? Is that text you're sending so important you didn't see the ball coming onto the road or the child that followed? Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. When you take your eyes off the road for even 4 seconds, your vehicle travels 100 yards. That's the entire length of a football field. If you absolutely have to text, you need to pull off the road somewhere safe and do it from there. Texting and driving is against the law and can cause serious injury or even death to you and others. Now that is important. We hope you're never injured in a collision, but if you are, please contact us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Going farther with Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you've saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
This is the Tom Barnard Podcast.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Little news, little information. Now, they've been going on and on with this stuff about this guy's a Nazi and this guy's Hitler. And oh my God, everything's Nazi and Hitler and all. Look what you people caused by calling this guy a Nazi or this guy Hitler or whatever. A 10-month-old fire station in Germany burned to the ground yesterday because they opted not to install smoke detectors in a fire station. Why would you do that?
It seems, like they would shame everybody else for not having one, but you don't have one.
Why wouldn't you have fire alarms and smoke detectors in a firehouse?
I will say I understand the argument of like, we're a fire department.
Right.
If anybody's going to be able to seek out a fire, take care of it, it's probably them. At the same time, there's got to be codes and regulations where that's mandatory. So maybe on the next time that you build a new firehouse, you have a couple of those smoke detectors.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, just a couple.
I love the way they do this entire thing. In a way, this is like someone breaking into a police station because they left and forgot to lock the front door. Well, that's a good point. No question. A 10-month-old state-of-the-art. It doesn't have any smoke detectors. How could that be state-of-the-art?
Yeah, it's not very state-of-the-art.
Abstract art.
Abstract art. In Germany, burned to the ground yesterday because it caught on fire and there weren't any smoke detectors. The city decided not to install the fire alarms in the station. And there's apparently no code that requires that there. Maybe they just figured it would be okay since there are firefighters around 24/7. That said, it's unclear if there were any firefighters there when the fire started. The fire inspector was extremely upset about it and told the media, "This is every firefighter's nightmare. No one ever wants to have to put out their own station." I suppose.
Yeah, apparently they weren't very good firefighters. Like, how do you not? You're right there. Like, it just started. Right. Hurry up and put it out.
This is something out of an SNL skit or something like that. The fire station that
kind of is.
Yeah. Yes.
This is good news, though. Thankfully, no one was injured. The cause hasn't been confirmed, but it might have been a battery charger that overheated. 170 firefighters fought them. 170 firefighters.
How big is this building?
Holy Hannah. That's a big building, man. It was a total loss anyway. The damages exceeded $22 million.
Ugh.
A fire station that burns to the ground. Let's go to the bank today and see if they're broke.
Yeah. That's
it's like,
sure there's a lot of happy taxpayers.
The good old
right now.
Bank of Dusseldorf.
Yep.
Dusseldorf. Doesn't that sound like an insult? Yeah, Dusseldorf.
It does, but it's actually a nice Bavarian town.
It is. That's what I understand. Never been there. I don't think I've ever been to Germany. I don't think so.
No.
I know for a fact that I have not.
Yep.
Because I always told people I was not in France, and Catherine said, "That's not true. You've been in France." I said, "I have." There's along the river there. What is it? The Rhine or whatever, some beautiful river that goes through Europe. There was one part when I walked on shore and it was in France. And I didn't even know I was in France.
Your train had to loop around and
no, we're on a boat
into France a little bit.
We're on a boat going down the river.
I feel like I still would tell people I wasn't there because you didn't experience any of the culture.
It is beautiful, man. That's what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
They are still going with the headline, Liam Payne died in a fall from a balcony. He did not fall. He jumped, correct?
That's what they're suspecting.
Oh, I thought they saw him jump.
If they have, I'm sure his girlfriend probably saw what happened.
Yeah.
But there hasn't been any official statement as of what happened. At this point, it's all rampant speculation.
All right. Well, we'll keep it there then. Liam Payne did die, though, in a fall. How do you... 3 floors is not that far to fall. It's only about 35 feet.
That's what I thought, too. I was like, depending on, I guess, how tall the building was, but typically 3 floors, you would think it's at least plausible that he could survive.
There was a window washer. I can't remember where it was. Might have been in Chicago. Fell from 10 stories and didn't die.
Yeah.
How the hell is that possible?
Yeah, and you hear stories about people that maybe their parachutes didn't open correctly, and it slows them down a little bit, but not enough, and they still survive. And so, yeah, I guess probably maybe landed on his head or neck.
Well,
a little bit?
How many feet is in a story? Because the
12.
Yeah,
well, and a building is it more in a building 15 or 20?
I don't know if you have like 10-foot ceilings, so there's at least 30 feet, and then maybe a couple feet in between for the thickness of the floor.
The American College of Surgeons considers a fall height of more than 20 feet. So anything more than 20 feet is critical.
Oh, okay.
So that would be the third floor.
Yeah, and maybe if he lands on his head first, like that, leg first, you just got some messed up legs. But
that sounds. Should I take a break here so we can bring Melissa on?
We can if we want to. Otherwise, I haven't gotten the call yet.
Oh, you haven't gotten a call from her either? So
I have not, no.
Carmen's trying to find the front door. Is that what we're doing?
Sounds like she got dropped off, not even close to the building.
Not even. How is she going to get across the freeway?
I don't know, but I don't know how to help. So I was like, I'll send you my location. Here's how you get in when you get here.
Honest to God, I don't know. The only way she could do it is if they dropped her off on Cedar Lake, because she could walk under the freeway on Cedar Lake Road.
This is a very peculiar.
Oh, it is. Yeah, winding around to get here from the other side of the freeway is not easy.
No.
Poor Carmen Morales.
But yeah, you want to take a break real quick, and hopefully by that time we'll come back with Melissa.
One of the two of them,
or both. Who knows? You never know.
Both. Who knows? We'll be right back. Mike Lindell and MyPillow employees want to thank all our listeners for all your continued support. When Mike started MyPillow, it was just a problem solution, one product company. Well, since then, they now have hundreds of products.
The past several years have been the craziest in the history of the car business. The pandemic, supply chain and chip issues, all causing extreme inventory shortages that led to, predatory pricing. Some dealers charge thousands of dollars over MSRP.
We never played that game. I'm Jim Paul of Valley Buick GMC. We knew that would leave a bad taste in a customer's mouth. More importantly, from an integrity standpoint, it was just wrong.
So what about the current market? Inventory and pricing.
Valley has their best inventory in years. Really all the Buick and GMC models. Even the previously hard-to-find Yukons, HD pickups, and Hummer EVs. Plenty of deep discounts. Many with factory rebates and low-interest financing.
Then it's a good time to buy?
It's a great time. We're welcoming our previous customers back, as well as anyone else that felt the treatment just didn't feel right the last time somewhere else.
Valley Buick GMC in Apple Valley and Hastings, or valleycardealers.com. Car buying without the bad aftertaste.
Why should your business bank with North American Banking Company? Here's Austin Bartz of Bartz Lawn and Landscape and Bartz Snow Sculptures.
I started banking with North American, I think, 3.5 years ago. All the people know me by name. I know them by name. It's fun to come into the bank and actually talk to somebody you know. So I made the switch and I'm very happy. It's the best bank I've ever been at.
So why not bank where I bank? With my friends at North American Banking Company. To learn more about North American Banking Company, go to nabankco.com. That's nabankco.com, or do what I do and stop by any one of their 6 Twin Cities locations. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Our very special guest, Melissa Peterman, with us. Happy's Place premieres, as a matter of fact, tomorrow at 7 o'clock Central on NBC, streaming on Peacock the next day. Bobby, Reba McEntire, inherits her father's tavern, Happy's Place, and is surprised to discover that she has a new business partner, Isabella Belissa Escobedo, a 20-something half-sister that she never knew she had.
Okay.
So you're collecting some dough, and all of a sudden, you get half. Melissa, how'd you set up that deal? They only get half.
I know, right? It's a big shocker.
It is it's a big shocker.
It's a big shocker.
Okay, so Melissa, how are you involved in this? Are you the one taking the extra dough away? Is that the plan?
No, I am not the half sister. I play the bartender at her dad's bar, who's been around for a while and is one of Bobby's friends. I think she'd always like to be a closer friend, but she's the bartender who considers Bobby family, and it's sort of she considers everyone at the bar family. She takes it serious.
So did you have to really study for a long, long time to understand what it's like to be a bartender, Melissa? Is it because I'm sure you're not a big booze hound or anything?
Oh, Tom, I mean, I'm a professional actress.
I'm sorry.
I take my work serious, okay? So I do know my way around a bar, both at the bar and behind the bar, a little bit behind the bar. I waited tables. I did all of that stuff. So I'm very comfortable. I'm comfy in a bar. I'm happy at a bar. So yes.
I'm glad to hear that because, I got to be honest with you because I'm looking at your pictures. It's not like you're an unattractive woman. You're a beautiful woman. So going to a bar has got to be kind of a tough assignment as a young woman, I would imagine.
Oh, well, the good news is I'm much older, so it's much easier to go to the bar now.
Could you just...
that's the thing, is you definitely get to, as you get older, it's, and now I'm waiting for somebody so I can tell them to get away. I'm dying for somebody to come up so I can say, leave me alone.
Oh, I could see that. That's why do you have such a wonderful attitude? We need more Melissa Peterman in the world that has a wonderful attitude about everything. Everything's a good time and just calm down, everybody.
Well, maybe it's because I'm from Minnesota. I think.
Now, where in Minnesota did you grow up?
I grew up in Burnsville, Minnesota. I went to Burnsville High School and then lived in Northeast for a while and went to college at Mankato.
Oh, okay.
Came back, lived in Northeast, and I still have a place in St. Paul, and I come back as much as I can.
So you never come into the studio. I'm deeply hurt.
Well, the restraining order keeps me at least, 100 feet away?
God, you have a wonderful sense of humor. We need this is what we need right today because we got an election in 19 days, so everybody's horrible and you're disgusting.
Everyone is tense. We need to laugh and we need to realize that there's more things that we have in common than we don't. And so laughter is one of those. Funny is funny to everybody. And I'm excited about this because we're taping in front of a live studio audience. It's that kind of sitcom. It's that 4-camera multicam feel that it's fun. And Reba always knows that to earn the laughs, to get to like some of those big, broad, funny moments, we have to have the heart. And I think the show, you're going to laugh, you're going to feel good. And I think you're right. We do need more of it. And I'm telling you, we're in the middle of production now, and just taping in front of that live audience, it just reminds you, like, you know what? We like each other. We should. It's a lot of fun it's fun to be alive. It's fun to laugh, Now,
Tevin just got back in the studio because he was, doing his duties out there.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa grew up in Minnesota.
Oh, look at that.
Burnsville. She lived over in Northeast Minneapolis.
High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Burnsville High School. It's kind of a rough place to go.
Rough and tumble neighborhood.
Wouldn't be out after midnight, but
it's out there in Burnsville. So how much time do you spend in Minnesota now, Melissa? You come back for a week at a time?
I try to come back for a good chunk in the summer, and I'll be back in a few weeks for Thanksgiving, and I'll probably spend a couple weeks over the holidays. My son now, he's 18 or 19, about to turn 19. So it's a little easier just to even come back for a weekend. I've come back to go to a concert because it's a lot easier to park in Minnesota than LA, so it's easier to fly. I love coming back. I'm excited. My favorite is coming back for Thanksgiving because I'm loving it. How's the weather right now?
It's only 48 degrees right now, but it's supposed to be 70 later on today, so that'll be good.
I can't wait. I love it.
Melissa, I know that this is kind of a reunion for you with Reba and the writers that worked on Reba. You were on that show for a while. How quick of like a response when you got the call saying, hey, do you want to be on Happy's Place? Was it just immediate yes, or like what? Walk me through that to kind of be back working with Reba McEntire and the rest of that crew.
Well, I don't even say hello when I answer the phone anymore. I just say yes, yes, I'll be there. But, actually, Reba and I have been wanting to do something together for a long time since the show ended. And so we were sort of, a few things came our way and they weren't the right thing or the right time, or they didn't work out. And so Kevin Abbott, who was our showrunner at Reba, his wife, Julie, came up with this concept and they sort of pitched it. And, you're like, I like that idea. I like it a lot. And then they go write it and then they pitch it. And you sort of, I got to the point of, Reba's really good about sort of saying, when the time is right, it will happen, have faith. And so I would get excited and then just sort of temper that a little bit. And when it kept going past and getting to the next level, and then we're making the pilot, and you're like, okay. And then they're picking up the pilot and you're like, okay. And so I think it was sort of just the right time. And it felt like no time had passed. Like the reality is Reba and I we stayed in each other's life since the show ended. but just getting back with Kevin and Matt Berry and Pat Bullard and Julie and a lot of our writers, they've known me since I was like, I don't know, a baby. So they know my voice, so it was like coming home, really.
God, they've known you for 20 years. They've known you since you were a baby.
Yeah. I started, how old was I on Reba? At least, I don't even know if I could drive. My dad had to drive me to set. I was so young. So yeah, they've known me for a really long time. And it's really fun to have been, Reba was my first series regular job. And so you're a little bit, I didn't know a lot. And then coming into it now, I've done a few shows in between and been really lucky to work, and coming in it with a little more knowledge. It's almost, Reba and I were talking about it. Sometimes it's almost, I liked that I didn't know how cool and important and how rare it was because I didn't know. And now we know those things. So it's a little bit more precious. Like you're just savoring it a little more. We're excited.
I'm trying to figure out, Melissa, if I should ever recommend that you meet my wife, Catherine, because you're very attractive women. You're very, very funny women, but I might get smoked if the two of you ever met.
I think we should just see what happens and play it out.
Yeah, Melissa, way to go. What happened to Tom? I don't know. He just kind of disappeared. And that's just, I got to be honest with you, Melissa. I was raised by my mother and my two sisters. So I've been told by psychologists that I think like a woman. I love strong women. You just come and go, yeah, you don't like it, too bad. But I'm going to have to watch Happy's Place because if Melissa Peterman's on it, I'm watching it.
Well, good. And you're going to, and Belissa, who plays her new, her sister, she can go toe to toe with Reba, and she is so great in the show. And so you got 3 strong women that you're going to love. So you've got to tune in. So
there's like in my two sisters, there's Vicky, Bobby, and my mother, whose name was, by the way, here's a closer for you, Melissa. My mother's real name, I grew up a nice Catholic boy. My mother's real name was Theophila, which means the love of God. Yeah, you want your mother to be named the love of God, don't you?
Yeah, I do, kind of.
A little pressure, just a little pressure on you as a little boy. That's all I'm saying. Melissa, you got to come in the studio. Next time you're in town, please come in the studio. It would be wonderful.
I will. I absolutely will.
All right. Well, have a magnificent day. I am going to watch Happy's Place because of Reba McEntire, Belissa Escobedo, and Melissa Peterman. Well, I should have put Melissa first.
It's okay. I'll take it.
All right, my dear. We'll see you. We'll see you in person soon. I'm looking forward to it.
I promise. I'm coming in.
Thank you. Bye. Melissa Peterman, ladies and gentlemen. Again, tomorrow night, 7 o'clock on NBC, streaming on Peacock the next day, too, as a matter of fact. Melissa Peterman. Don't be sneaking in on me here. I'm glad. Did you really get left on the other side of the highway? How did you get here? You can't get here from there.
Tenacity, Tom.
Tenacity. It's tenacity. Oh my
goodness.
God. I just can't believe. Oh, Jesus.
Well, it was, to be fair, I got a lot of conflicting information. I was in a different building as well after I went to 1600 because the address he gave me 1600. So I went over there and I was like, oh, this must be it. And then it was not.
This must be it. No, it's not. Carmen. So where are you from originally, Carmen?
I'm from Florida originally. Please don't hold it against me.
I love Florida.
Yeah.
I love
Florida. You play golf? That's probably why.
You can't really call what I do with golf playing golf. My wife kicks my ass every time we play. My wife is very tall and thin, and that's just not fair.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fair that people are built like that.
In general, or the golf specifically, or the fact that she's tall and thin?
Well, I was talking to Melissa Peterman, who's a hell of an actress. My wife is a very attractive woman with a complete smart ass. So you'd probably understand that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we'd probably get along great.
Yeah,
and we'd probably gang up on you too on the course as well. No,
I can't see that happening. So you're originally from Orlando.
Orlando, yep.
But then you moved to Los Angeles. You like in Los Angeles?
I do. I lived in Chicago for like 5 or 6 years in between.
Love Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I do love Chicago, no question.
I do too.
It's good. That was back in the voiceover days. I've been kind of sad. The voiceover, it just blew up now. You can't make any money doing it anymore or any of that stuff.
Well, part of it, I think, is because celebrities started. It was ever since celebrities started doing commercials, then you couldn't just be a famous no-name voice actor. It kind of really, because now people want to hear Tina Fey. They want to hear that she's eating Triscuits or whatever. I want to hear it. I want to know where my money's going.
Carmen Morales, ladies and gentlemen, shows tomorrow night at 8:00 and Saturday at 7:20 at Laugh Camp Comedy Club, 490 North Robert Street in St. Paul, which is it's a great place.
Oh yeah, I've heard wonderful things. My first time there. I'm super excited about it. Yep. Yeah, I'm stoked.
I don't need you staring at me because I just read something from on this page.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you have to look at Tevin from now on. You ready?
What up, Tev?
Uh-oh. What up?
Carmen Morales once saw a guy have a heart attack in Wisconsin. And how did you revive him?
Well, how? Are you sure this is me?
This is what we were sent.
Are you sure this is me? Well, now that's an interesting take
One
on
time
it.
when I was in Indiana, a guy had either a heart attack or I just stayed doing stand up and just kind of riffed through it because everybody was uncomfortable. So I just kind of mediated until they came and got him and stuff. And I was like, I promise this doesn't happen at all the shows. It's not a gimmick. This guy's not a plant.
Okay, well, let me.
Well, I love the reveal.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Oh,
okay. I just saw something else. Okay. Carmen Morales once saw a guy have a heart attack in Wisconsin and was revived by cheese curds.
Oh my God.
There's too many heart attacks to keep track of. Yeah.
It wasn't even about heart attack. No. I saw a guy passed out drunk at a bar in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
And I saw, and usually if there's somebody passed out drunk in a bar, they kick them out because it's bad for morale and clientele. We're pushing the thing that's making this happen to this guy.
Right.
And then so I saw his buddies just kind of push a basket of cheese curds in front of him like that was gonna help, and I was like, to sleep on, he's passed out. And I'm not kidding, they lifted his head up and started shoving him in, and it worked, and he came back to life.
It did?
Yes.
Look, he didn't choke to death.
That's what I thought. You don't give a guy passed out something to chew on. So they threw him down his gullet, and then he was like, and he woke up and was back in the game. He ordered another pint.
He did?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Only in Wisconsin, my friends.
Well, and maybe Ireland. Yeah. Wisconsin and Ireland. That's about it right there. No, you know a bunch of people that I know, which is very cool.
Jackie Cation's the first one that comes to mind.
Jackie Cation's. I love Jackie. She's wonderful. But Joey Diaz.
Yeah, I love Joey.
I haven't seen Joey in a while. He doesn't travel much anymore, does he?
No, he's in New Jersey. He's got his family. You know, he's all set up. You know why?
He used to come into the studio all the time. I just loved working with Joey.
He was probably because he was still awake from the night before.
Yeah, he was my favorite. He was my favorite comedian to have come through the House of Comedy.
Oh, I could see that.
100%.
I mean, no,
he's delightful.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Laugh Camp.
Laugh
Carmen
Camp.
Morales. No question about it. No doubt about it.
But Joey's a close second.
It's okay. We're new friends. That's why. That's
I helped you not get lost.
Thank you.
Or get
you really didn't help.
Yeah.
You were just like, I'm here. And I was like, well, that doesn't really, I'm not there.
I don't know what to do.
I'm not there.
So I have a question for you. How long ago did you start doing comedy?
Like 16 or 17 years ago now.
So you were 3.
Mm-hmm.
3 years old.
Yeah.
Got up on stage.
And first I was probably, my first time on stage I was probably like 6. And
Were you
was at
really?
I recited a poem at the Cuban Culture Society because I'm Cuban. And
Morales
I recited
is a Cuban name?
Hmm?
Everybody thinks it's a Mexican name.
I know. Well, I also get taken for, they think I'm Mexican. I think they think everything. People learn about other Latin ethnicities once they start dating. Is that what happens? They're always like, what's your favorite? This is always my favorite when they're like, oh, you want to go get tacos? I was like, is that what you think I eat? If you're trying to guess to be like, oh, I'm like, you got to learn there's other kinds.
Right.
There's other kinds.
Well, the
Spanish conquered quite a bit of real estate. Okay, it wasn't just South America. Yeah.
Good point. No question about it. You know, it's Carmen Morales. I grew up with the Morales family in North Minneapolis. Elaine Morales, the same. Why is everybody with the name Morales nice? Explain that to me.
Well, I imagine it's genetic.
So if your name is Morales, you have to be nice.
For the most part. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not speaking in absolutes here, right?
No,
I'm certain
we're
there's
not.
a few jerks, but
so What inspired you to get into comedy? I mean, was there
Since
one
I was a
person?
kid.
But any one person?
It's embarrassing to say now, but when I was in kindergarten, we had to write a paper about who inspired us.
Okay.
And people write about astronauts or their dad or whatever. I wrote mine about Gallagher.
Well, see, look at you built your future.
Sure. I mean, he's kind of an insane person now and not relevant anymore. But we at the time to justify it for me, I was in kindergarten and he was smashing watermelons.
Right.
The element of spectacle was not lost on me at the time. I was on board.
Is it true that his brother tried to compete against him, smashing?
No,
watermelon?
His brother stole his entire identity and
That's
was
what I heard.
yeah. It was Gallagher too. That's how he did it. He would tour under Gallagher too.
Oh my
which
God.
is insane.
I heard that.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people heard it when they went to go see Gallagher too, thinking they were getting Gallagher.
Just like it's like when people put like an underscore at the end of their social media handle, so somebody else already took it.
Or if if they take the name of the famous person and now they can't use their own name. It's
Okay,
wild.
now I have to count on you for your interview skills.
Okay.
Because we're going to have somebody on next, so I want you to head up the interview.
Oh, that's great.
Can you handle it?
Oh yeah.
Okay, now
I'm a
ladies
better
and gentlemen,
interviewer because I don't like small talk. Let's get into it. Let's get into the minutia.
She goes, I don't like small talk. Stares at me. Don't worry about my
Sorry, I
deal.
make direct eye contact. Does that make you uncomfortable?
Well, it depends on who's doing it. That's very true.
Fair enough.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carmen Morales shows Friday, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock and Saturday at 7:30 at Laugh Camp Comedy Club, 490 North Robert Street in St. Paul. We'll take a break, be right back. Do you not have to take a break?
Oh, no, we should.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
No, by all means, please, for the love of God,
But,
let's take a break.
you're going to have to work hard now because she's been sitting on her ass for the last couple of days. She didn't show up for Tuesday or Wednesday shows. So,
vacation, I believe.
Yeah, no, I still did shows. Get out of here. It just wasn't advertised.
Vacation from what? That's you have to ask her. Her name is Kristen Burt. We call her KB2. My wife is Catherine Brandt. She's Kristen Burt, KB1 and KB2.
Gotcha.
Get it?
Mm-hmm.
They're both running for president, apparently, on that T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
We'll be right.
Quite a platform.
We'll be back with that platform right after this. Does thinking about retirement make you uncomfortable? Sometimes the anxiety for wondering if you saved enough can be overwhelming. But what if I told you that you could ease those tensions in just 48 minutes? My guy, Josh Arnold, Mr. Money Talk, can sit down with you and get you on the right track for your financial future. Josh has navigated it all when it comes to uncertain market and economic conditions, and he'll always provide straight talk. Never sugar-coated advice on how to reach the finish line with your retirement goals. Don't let your financial worries give you an ulcer or keep you from calling Josh right now. His 48-minute no-obligation consultation could be just what you need to feel better about your future. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. Set up your free 48-minute no-obligation consultation. That's 952-925-5608. Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC Security Investment Advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments must involve risk. You know that. All comments and opinions of Josh Arnold's do not constitute investment advice. I am a paid endorser.
When you need someone to listen, a lawyer you know and trust.
If you've never been in an auto accident, it's hard to know what to expect from the insurance adjuster. Here are some tips. 1, if they talk to you about whether or not you should hire a lawyer, it's a good sign that you probably should. 2, it's illegal for them to give you any legal advice. They aren't lawyers and they aren't licensed to practice law. 3, if they tell you that everyone involved in the accident is at fault, they're wrong. This comes from the belief that you're at fault for just being on the road. That's nonsense and not supported by any law. Finally, remember that friendly adjusters are often just gaining information. They want you to do most of the talking so they can file their report. I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to us.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
Seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
I hosted my show on the radio for 40 years. Now I host the Tom Barnard Podcast, and I'll tell you, I've never seen the passion and engagement from our audience as I do now. I know we also have businesses that listen to our podcast, and it got me thinking, wouldn't it be great to help those businesses grow by telling my listeners about them? So here's the deal. If you own or handle marketing for a business, would like to have my audience buy your product or service, visit TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and we'll put together an ad campaign to help your business. That's TomBernardShow.com, keyword partner, and thank you for listening.
You're listening to the Tom Barnard Podcast.
Ooh, yeah, there she is right there, ladies and gentlemen. Kristen Burt, Entertainment News, brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. You would love this, Kristen Burt. I was just showing, the phone started ringing about 15 minutes ago on the air, and I looked at who it was, and they left me the message. I don't know. I probably can't show you the message because maybe it has some other, the number's right on there, so I can't show it to you. That would not be a good idea. Who would send me a message at 9:04 in the morning that says, Tom, please help?
Oh, Alex.
Nope. She's on her 10-year anniversary vacation.
I know. We tried to cross paths. We were in the same city.
Oh, you didn't cross paths? She was looking forward to that.
We tried to, but our schedules didn't meet up.
Did she disappear from you? Is that what it was?
No, she had like the afternoon free and I had the evening free, and they were doing their anniversary dinner and I was working. So
here we go.
What a way to show up. Hey, I just thought we could catch up real quick.
Hi, happy anniversary. This is so romantic. Can I join you?
You don't mind if I join you, right? Just insert yourself in an anniversary. I mean, depending on the marriage. I mean, I don't know who you're talking about, but sometimes they welcome it.
I don't know if I can introduce you to Kristen Burt because you might be very pissed off at her.
Oh, okay.
It's a possibility. Kristen Burt.
Kristen, what did you do?
I doubt it. I feel like Carmen and I would be fast friends. I'm not really worried about it.
No, you got to reveal. You stole a handsome Spanish man, took another one off the market. So
how dare I?
What? Now I'm getting. Look
Tom,
at this.
Have you heard of like airplane mode while you're broadcasting?
Well, I didn't realize the president of the United States, or the former president of the United States, is going to be calling me during the show. He's calling
Is he going to play a concert for you?
calling me from Washington, D.C. now. It's like, Jesus, what are you doing?
He's playing his favorite Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals.
I think, are people getting really, really nervous about this election? Is that what it is? These people are just going berserk now.
I want to say something just from a media perspective.
Here we go.
No. Listen, we have totally lost the plot. And the plot of a presidential election in normal times, which I guess is pre-2015, to be honest, is the issues and the platforms and everything else. And I don't know what is happening on both sides. And it's just hilarious to watch, like everyone trying to like grasp at straws and like go to this media outlet to get this side and then randomly just start playing songs because you don't feel like answering questions. I'm like, we literally have lost the plot of what it is to be president of the United States.
I agree.
Which explains why so many people are dissociating.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah. I'm like, I know who I'm voting for. It's done, but I'm like a one issue voter and that's it. That's all I need to know. And I think a lot of people are at the same place too. So
a one issue voter. What's your issue?
Women's reproductive rights. I'm done. I am done with people telling women what to do with their bodies. Sorry.
Why don't you protect yourself?
I'm not going to.
What do you want us to put an AK up our
yeah.
What do you want us to do? Sorry, I'm just like,
my
at
God.
Some point, what do you want me to install a trap?
Remember, Tom.
Good idea.
Remember, Tom. Yeah, I'm going to say this, and Carmen, I know you're not going to disagree with me on this. We can protect ourselves all we want, and sometimes people will take advantage of our bodies, and we don't have a choice. And that is the sad fact of life.
Are you talking about rape?
That is absolutely.
Oh, that's okay, but twat is.
Oh yeah, would you leave it? Well, rape's a thing. Twat, you made up.
Carmen, you are welcome every day on this show.
Now that's something made up.
Twat waffle. Yeah, there you go.
Carmen is welcome every day on the show because I'm fighting for my life some days with these men.
I can already tell. I'm so sorry. We got to get you a trap is what we need.
Oh, would you lay off the twat trap?
What? I didn't say twat. You said it.
You should do a commercial. And now introducing the twat trap.
Yeah.
You'd sell millions, maybe billions. Yeah, I don't know. I've never understood everybody sticking their nose in everybody else's business.
Medical business.
I thought you were about to say
medical
what again.
Yeah, sticking their nose in everybody's. You're an evil human being.
Yeah, Tom, you're not going to win.
My headphones just went dead.
Oh, good.
That's great news.
You'll be able to hear a thing. Carmen and I will take over the show.
Truly. But
Maybe
yeah.
God wants me off the show. I think that's what it might be. There's a oh, these are
I actually take that as a sign from the universe that we are actually correct with this argument. So
that I can't hear you or talk to you. Look at this.
The right person's getting silenced. Do you see that?
And
You see that, Kristen?
I'm the one that attacks people. That's what I love. I'm the bad guy. All right. So what do you? Oh, you know what? Kath and I just started a show, and I wish I can't remember the name of it, but it's about a man. He's
classic.
Off to a good start.
Why did I even say it? I'm going to be
dying.
10 minutes on my own.
I'm watching the show. Tevin, AJ, it's about a man.
You know the one show about starts with a man. You guys know.
Not talking to any of you ever again. No, he's a black man who becomes an investigator because he gets burned 60% of his body. You know who I'm talking about yet? It's a really good show. The guy is
what
terrific.
platform is it on?
I don't know. I never know these things.
Okay.
I can't remember the name of it either.
Burn guy
show about
TV
a black
show.
investigator.
And is it a new show or is it an older show? Because Tom oftentimes watches older shows. So
It might be in its second season, maybe. Do you find that? Leave it up to the black man to find it for me because the rest of you is caving in, especially the Spanish.
Is it called The Irrational? It's an NBC crime
that's
procedural
exactly
that
what it
features a
is.
black investigator with a burn scar on his face.
That's the one. What's it called? Irresponsible?
The Irrational.
Oh my God.
is that with Jesse L. Martin?
Michael Weston. Wait, no, that's not what that's.
Jesse L. Martin, yes.
Jesse L. Martin. Yeah, I was like, that's with Jesse L. Martin. Yeah, we talked about it last year when it came on.
Really good, I think.
Yeah.
He's terrific in it.
Jesse L. Martin's a fantastic actor.
He really is. He's really
also a very good singer. He was in the original cast of Rent, if no one knew that.
That's not really singing. That's kind of true.
That Rent? You want to go up on stage and sing Rent? I do not want to hear you going 525,000.
You know, it's so great. You get two women in the room and I attack them and it just makes for a whole different show. It's so wonderful.
I'm fired up. I haven't been here for 2 days.
Which is a wild thing considering how long you've been in radio.
What's that? What?
You don't know what singing is.
I used to be a singer.
Are you sure? Were you chirping? If you don't think
I
Rent
might
is
have been
singing,
chirping.
come on.
I might have been chirping.
Musical, so I'm not even sure. Do you know Rent?
Yeah,
I
I'm
know.
familiar with Rent.
Yeah, I know Rent.
Yeah, because he hates musicals. That's why. Yeah.
I was born under a wandering star. That was the one that pushed me off the musical train. What was that called? Paint Your Wagon?
But have you seen any modern musicals?
I just saw Sweeney Todd on Broadway not that long ago, and it was fantastic.
Nice.
They did such a silly, a hilarious way of disposing the bodies is they had a lever and they had a 2-floor set up and they would drop them from the top floor all the way down and just the dead body would just slide off and it would get a huge laugh every single time. I thought it was so wild. I was like, how is this not a liability? They just had the barber chair on the top floor and they would tilt it back and then blah, and he would just slide right down.
But that's the best part of Sweeney Todd. It's designed to be blasphemous. It's great.
Yes. Yeah.
Blasphemy.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And what's the blonde lady, the lady that always is in love, the one that's in love with her? She played it like a Harley Quinn type. It was a lovely
Jane
combo.
Fonda?
No. I was trying the name of the character in I couldn't remember.
I was trying to attack you.
Yeah. Good job. Good job.
Oh, Kristen, I love
Joanna?
these shows.
I know. Yeah. I was like, I come back after 2 days. You bring Carmen on. It's never going to win.
You're doing a great job. What are you talking about? I'm looking up at your T-shirt, KB1 and KB2.
Yeah, we're running for president. If you guys want to, I'm vice president. If anyone wants to vote for us, if you're
Getting
like
closer,
still undecided in less than 3 weeks. I don't know anyone. I'm like, how can you be undecided at this point, like with less than 3 weeks to go?
Well, look what you got to choose from. That might be one of the reasons.
A or B, or I'll be curious to see how many people actually sit out, and if they don't like either choice.
A lot of people are talking about not even voting this year. They are. It's really interesting. I looked at the different groups of people. The most concerned voters right now, according.
Sorry.
What is your problem? Why did I ever agree to have her in studio? I should have realized it was a huge
What did these groups, these elusive groups, what did these groups say?
I love it when people actually are willing to go on TV and say, I'm an undecided voter. And I think people who have made their decision either A or B are like, how?
Yeah, it seems hard to be undecided at this point.
But I think a lot of people are really afraid, and the reason they're undecided is because the lying that's going on from both sides is disgusting. My God, these people lie a lot.
Yeah, it's almost as if they're bad at it, because we all know it. Remember when politicians used to lie to us and we didn't know they were lying?
Yeah. Now we're like, oh.
They need to take a broadcasting class or something.
Sure.
They got to learn how to keep their face still.
Well, the best television, I think, I believe it was Univision last night, last night, and they had a town hall, and a construction worker asked like the most honest question that has never been asked by the media, like, saying like, how should I trust you? I saw January 6th. Like, and he kept going on, and like, Trump was answering his question, but it was the faces that the guy had no poker face. And you were like, he does not like Trump's answer whatsoever. But I'm like, the town halls from the actual citizens, instead of like pre-selected, pre-screen questions, because that means that they've spent hours preparing the answers.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us as citizens of the United States have a lot of questions for politicians.
I've been in this business for 57 years, and to this day, I've still never planned ahead for one thing.
And you're still here.
Love that about you. Just riffing through life the whole way through.
That's all I know. Somebody's going to show up.
Happens.
He's going to attack me,
Finally, you get it back.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. So, Kristen, I just, I know I say this to you all the time, but I'm telling you, television streaming is getting better by the day. And this is going back because I did not know about this. I can't remember the name of the show still. What was the name of it?
The Irrational that I told you about last year when it premiered.
Hey, I got other things on my plate.
Roll the tape. Roll the tape, AJ.
Unlike your life, I have a lot of other responsibilities that I have to take care of. So,
no, Tom juggles like 16 shows at once, and then he'll be like, so I watched Tracker. I'm like, you've been watching the first season for like 10 months.
Well, I'm trying to get everything packed in there and good and all the rest of it.
If I pick up a show 10 months later, I do not know what happened in that last episode. I am completely
you
lost.
gotta rewatch. After a while, you just forget it. I don't remember like major points, but I'll probably have to rewatch it. I got no reason to keep all that keep a show in my head. No, I got too much data. I
binge and then I'm done. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's why I wait. So like, for instance, the new season of Only Murders is being aired right now. And I got to wait till it's done. And then I'm going to watch it, the whole thing back to back.
Oh, I hate
rot on the couch.
Really? Do you?
I can't stand the week to week. I want to bust it out like immediately every single episode right away. Cause otherwise like there's a cliffhanger.
There's no point.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah,
I binge watch too. That's the only way I want to watch.
Yeah, give me the anthology. Give me the graphic novel. I want all the data now. Give me.
Give it to me now.
Why did I ever agree to have you both on at once? Personal attack.
Mm-hmm. It is such a personal attack. I'm attacking you from LA. You got Carmen in studio. It's good.
I know.
Oh, so you're back in LA. Good.
I am back in my studio. Yeah. I came back from San Diego last night at 11, so it was late.
San Diego. Oh, that's right. You're gonna. That's
how else was I going to cross paths with your daughter?
That's right. I forgot about that. But now, where the hell is she now?
She's in Laguna Beach.
Oh, that's right. She's in Laguna.
Yeah, she's gonna live out her like Hills life.
She calls me yesterday. This is my daughter, Alex. She's 10th anniversary. She has an 8-year-old and 6-year-old, and Catherine, my wife, and I slept over at their house on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday nights. And I got to be very, very honest with you. My daughter calls me and she goes, "Did you sleep on our couch 3 nights in a row?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And she goes, "Nobody else would do that. What'd you do that for?" I was like, "Well, aren't you happy I did do it?" I mean, they're making sure your daughter and your son were doing well. She's like, "Sleeping on a couch?"
I love sleeping on a couch.
Does she not have a bed? I don't understand. What's the big deal about sleeping on the couch? Why does it matter?
Well, because they have 2 children, so they have 3 bedrooms. The daughter gets one, the son gets one, and then my wife slept in their bed. But I have to get up early to come and do the show. So she's like, "I'm not sleeping in bed with you if you have to get up and."
Light sleeper.
Right.
That's a rough one.
She's a light sleeper. So.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? But they had a thing. I don't think I brought one in with me, but they made witches' fingers for everybody. Have you ever seen a witch's finger at Halloween?
Is it food or is it
Food? Yes.
Is it like
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the little plastic ones you put on your actual finger.
No,
yeah.
And then you could poke someone.
This is a deal where you take a
Pretzel, right?
stick. You take a pretzel stick, and then you put green food coloring in, I don't know, some kind of vanilla thing. Then so you paint the thing, and then you take an almond slice.
This is very concise.
And
I really like you put the thing in the thing, and then you drop the thing. And
did I ever tell you the show's over?
Okay.
The show ended 10 minutes ago.
What up, sister?
I think you dip it in a green food coloring that has it's like white chocolate. You
Yeah,
dip
it's
it in
white
white
chocolate. Yes, that's
and then
exactly
you put
right.
the cool little nail thing on it, and
the almond slice.
The almond
So
Look
slice.
who is crafty, Carmen.
Oh, I think I just saw the same TikTok he did. I think that's what it was.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the actual item. It's big. What time do you have to leave? No, I'm just saying.
Whenever you're kicking me out,
I'm
buddy.
never going to kick you out because we do another hour or 45 minutes with my family. So
Your whole family comes in here?
well, my wife's not coming in.
What are you
today.
trying to write them
And
off?
Alex isn't coming in because she's in California.
Yes, I could write it all off. There's no question about it.
Tom, who is coming in? Because if Catherine's not coming in and Alex is here in California with me.
Yeah, Andy's coming in, and then Mike Gelfand. Oh, you and Mike Gelfand. Oh, this is going to be quite the show. Yeah, if you could, because if you think I'm annoying. Wait a minute, I wanted to get him to peer over.
Are you bringing me more people to bully? Is that what's happening?
Yes, you're going to be bullying him.
No, Carmen and Mike are going to get along, and you're the one who's going to get bullied, Tom. I'm already telling you.
It's like every other show. Is that what you're saying?
I was like, that's it's not going to play out how you think it is.
I think maybe that's what it is. Your listeners like to come to this dungeon and watch you get whipped. I think that's
I
what it
think
is.
you're 100% correct about that. 57 years in the business, and they can't wait to see me punched right in the nuts. I'll close with that. This is a good close. So we're watching the kids, 8-year-old Fawny and 6-year-old Sage, their son, and we're having a good time and all the rest of it. And all of a sudden, he's bouncing a tennis ball off the wall, not on the outside. And all of a sudden they hear this, my nuts. It rebounded, came right up and hit him right in the seeds.
Ooh.
But they hear a 6-year-old say, "Ow, my nuts."
Yeah.
Like, what? Where did that come from now?
Yeah,
Dad.
Yeah, exactly.
Dad.
Oh, it was Dad's fault. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
All right. Any suggestions? Oh my God, we kept you way too long. You got other stuff.
I
No, I'm
know.
talking
I was
about
like, the
your
family has basically already started at this point.
That's true. Everything else good?
Everything's good. Good to be back. I've been on the road for 2 weeks, so it's nice to be back at home.
Should I just basically make Carmen just sleep right here through the night, and then she can just be here tomorrow morning too?
Yeah.
I mean, good luck me finding it again. I don't.
It'll never come
I
back.
might not
Carmen-
be able to figure out how to leave.
Carmen Morales is the only person I know that got dropped off on the east side of Highway 100. You remember Highway 100?
I do.
What a disaster it can be. How she made it across 100 to get here, I will never understand.
It's like a real life Frogger.
Yeah,
I know. That's what I was thinking.
A lot of charm, guys, and fast footwork.
Oh my God.
But
All
she's
right.
alive.
Well, I got to be honest here, and this is going to be very, very painful.
Uh-oh.
It's going to be very painful. Kristen, Don't be taking 2 days off anymore.
Whoa.
You
God
missed it,
forbid.
dude.
Not allowed. I had to work.
You call that work?
What?
my
I was
goodness.
working. I had to be, my call time in the studio was 6:30. So I couldn't.
So you turn your
Like-
back on Uncle Tom just to be in some movie or something.
It wasn't in a movie. Nobody wants me acting. I'm an entertainment reporter, but I had to be on set for 2 days. So
What? Who can you tell us who you're covering? No, not
no,
yet.
because if I tell you what it is, you're going to start like making fun of it. So
What was it?
What are you talking about?
Well, don't worry, I'll obliterate him for making fun of you.
no, I was working for KPBS. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah, I was
What
there. I
stands
worked
for?
there from Friday through yesterday. So
KPBS.
yeah,
Stands
San
for
Diego.
Kristen, pure bullshit. That's what the KPBS stands for.
Oh, okay.
What do you
You
think?
really got him, Tom.
Shut up.
Thanks, Carmen.
I've never liked this woman. I gotta be honest with you. I've known her for an
I'm
hour.
gonna buy her lunch when she comes back to LA.
Yes, you'll be buying her lunch. That's exactly right.
We'll be besties, and we're gonna talk about you behind your back. We're gonna be like, Tom,
You're mean to me.
spill the tea.
Spill the
Why would
tea.
we waste it? It's good radio.
That's true.
Be like,
Well, yeah, we'll be
"Listen,
writing.
we're talking shit about you. We would need you to hear it.
We'll be writing bits for the next segment. That's what.
Yeah,
it was.
exactly.
Okay, we'll close with this. Just imagine in your head, Kristen Burt, Carmen working with Gelfand.
Oh, I know that. I think it's going to be great, and she should stay. And you should brace yourself.
They're going to turn on me. That's what
They're
you're
going to
saying.
turn on you for sure.
Okay, well, I understand.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like having brothers and sisters. Is that what you're saying?
You get it.
Same
Yes.
story.
But I'm like, you're creating a tag team against yourself. Is what I'm just warning you.
I know, but to be 100% honesty, with you gone for 2 days doesn't work for me. You got one day at a time when you leave.
One day at a time.
Exactly. No 2 days in a row. We missed you.
That's thank you. I missed you guys too. He's gonna write it in my contract now.
I'm going to write it in my contract.
Right?
now.
He's gonna write it in my contract. You cannot take 2 days off in a row ever.
Never again.
Ever.
Kristen, great having you back, sister.
Good to be back. I'll see you all tomorrow. Nice to
Lovely
meet you,
to meet you,
Carmen.
Kristen.
Kristen Bird Entertainment News brought to you by North American Banking Company. Go to nabanco.com to learn more. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Carmen, are you going to stay for at least some of the family?
Sure,
show?
I'll stay.
Carmen, of course, ladies and gentlemen, a show tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Another one on Saturday at 7:30 at Laugh Camp Comedy Club, 490 North Robert Street in St. Paul. We'll take a break for what?
Oh, I was gonna say the other one too, the one you don't have.
What's one?
Oh, the Eau Claire one.
Yeah,
Where
I'll
you
be
going?
also
the
be
Eau
in
Claire
Eau
one,
Claire.
yeah.
Yeah, October 24th, I'll be at the Plus in Eau Claire, and then on my birthday weekend, 10, 25, 26, I'll be in Janesville, Wisconsin, at the Comedy Cabin.
Wow, talk about a party.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the first time you can drink legally?
Yeah,
You
that's
turned
it.
21?
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
No way. No way. I'm an old lady.
22,
Know it.
23,
No.
29.
No.
This is a fun game.
I know, right?
How high is he?
How
willing to
How
go?
high is he willing to go?
How many guesses can we get to?
She's 102, but this really looks good for her
Actually,
age.
technically, according to Google, I'm dead.
You're dead.
Yeah.
What?
I went to a narcissist, but we have to go. When we come back, can I tell you it?
It's my show. I'll tell you where we can
All
go,
right,
sister.
all right. Well, yeah, I went to a narcissist brunch in Los Angeles, and
What?
that's where a bunch of people who are full of themselves get together to talk about themselves over eggs. And I was there, and they were busting my balls because I never Googled myself because I was like, I know who I am.
Right.
Why would I need to look me up? That's for people
true.
who don't know me. And then to quote, they're like, well, you should have because it says according to Google you're dead, so you should have Googled yourself.
Google, you're dead.
Yeah, look, I died in. There you go. I died Argentinian, which is also wrong. Actress of stage and screen.
Argentinian.
Yeah, I know.
What?
It said I died in 2021 at the age of 81.
Well, you just had a birthday.
Mm-hmm.
You were born in 1939.
Yeah.
19. Look at this. Does she look like she was born in 1939?
Oh, I thought we were just finding like it was going to be a different Carmen Morales.
I think it's probably combining me with someone else, you know. But yeah, it says I died August 13th, 2021, at the age of 81.
Well, you look good for
Thank
a dead
you.
person.
And 81, right?
And 81.
Come on.
All right, we'll take
Remember
a break.
to moisturize.
The Venezuelan Carmen Morales.
It's Peruvian.
Peruvian. I'm sorry. I knew it was one of those.
It's not. It's Cuban. We just talked about it. It's Cuban and
All
Spanish.
Cuba?
Cuban and Spanish.
You ever been there?
I've been to Spain 5 times.
You ever been to Cuba?
I have not. Every time I try to go, there's a travel ban.
Yeah, well, that's because they know you're coming. So they
I
just
guess
go,
that's
all
what
right,
it
that's
is.
everybody. Get rid of them. All right, we'll be back in about 6 minutes, something like that, for the second part of life. Talk to you later. Bye.